Good. Yep.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
How was Coach Carroll not only help you develop as a player this season, but help you manage the stardom as a young man?
Yeah, I mean, Sewell has been a big mentor for me. I feel like he went through a lot of the same things that I've gone through. So I think for him and me, it's just been building a relationship all year long. He's helped me so much on the court. You know, we got a lot of routine stuff together, getting workouts in and whatnot. So it's been great to just have that relationship with somebody like that.
And Justin Robinson, he was captain a few years ago on the Duke team, and then obviously someone closer in age that you can relate to. How has he helped you develop as a leader?
Yeah, I mean, J-Rob is huge. He's such a good energy guy. He's always bringing great vibes. And he's been huge for just, leading us, showing us how to be good leaders and mentors.
How would you handle most kids like NIL, like everything that's going on in college with the pressure that you face? It would be tough. You don't seem like you've been rattled at all. Is there something that has kind of been difficult for you to transition to that maybe you haven't shown?
Not really. I mean, I think I have a really tight circle, a good support system, and teammates and coaches with me that help me through everything. So it's been really easy to make transitions and kind of settle in and be ready.
Nothing on the court, even like it's been.
No, like I said, great teammates, great coaches that have helped me get ready, help me be prepared, and let me help me put the work in so I'll be ready.
Cooper, what's the challenge with this Houston team? What's some of the challenges for you?
High-powered defense, number one ranked defense in the country. So it's just for us, it's going to be handling their pressure and doing the best we can.
Cooper, when you think about the makeup of this team, kind of talked about earlier this week, you talked about it last week, and Coach has even said this as well. How much do you feel like Coach and his staff just did a perfect job of assembling the pieces on this roster? How would you describe the way that you, Tyree, Sion, all these guys kind of fit together in the way that you fit?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach did a really good job. I mean, it's an incredible group of guys. Like, these are all my brothers now. It's been an incredible year. Everybody's been amazing to be around. So, I mean, it's an incredible group. I don't think Coach could have done a better job. We have perfect pieces that's come together really nice, and I think we're clicking at the right time.
On this run to the Final Four, who is the coolest person or some of the people that you've heard from that have reached out to you?
I mean, I'll say like Grant Hill, just being able to talk to him. He's been around and whatnot, so being able to talk to him, get some wisdom from him is really cool.
Cooper, you've been a big ambassador for your state. Does it ever become kind of a burden at all, or do you feel like a weight because the position?
No, I mean, I don't feel any pressure or burden or anything. I mean, for me, it's just cool being able to put on for a state, knowing that not anybody hasn't really done what's being done right now. And it's kind of just trying to put a message out to the rest of the kids in the state of Maine and people that are going through what I went through. Just knowing that anything is possible for them and they can make it.
Cooper, you guys got practice up at the Rock Ontario yesterday at the Spurs facility. Obviously, you've been linked to the Spurs because they have so much draft capital. What was it like practicing in an NBA facility?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I mean, it's a really, beautiful facility. I think it's 1 or 2 years old, so obviously very, very new, beautiful facility, and it was just really cool to be there.
I know he probably wasn't there yesterday, but have you ever spoken to Victor Wembanyama?
No, I haven't.
Is he somebody? He seems like somebody who's been through sort of what you've been through as the clear-cut top prospect in basketball. Did you watch him at all or take any interest into his career so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think along with everybody else in the world, when he was, about to get drafted and stuff like that, and watching him, he kind of came onto the scene. It was just, really cool to see somebody like that, and the way he just handled everything was, really professional. Really cool to see somebody just handle it so well. So definitely watch it.
Any more commercials coming out, or?
I mean, I'm not even sure, to be honest. I don't think so. I think we're done for right now.
How fun was doing those? From the New Balance to the one with your grandmother. I mean, what was that like for you?
Yeah,
it's kind of a different thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, especially with my grandmother. Being able to show her kind of what it's like to do some of those commercials and whatnot. Maybe she had never seen something like that. So it was just cool to experience that with her.
Emmanuel Diddley is one of the top recruiters in the country. Obviously, it means to know strengths and weaknesses. What are some of the weaknesses that he has helped you develop this year in your game?
Yeah, I mean, I think Diddley just has a really good basketball mind when he sees the game in a different way. So just listening to him, he's just getting the advice from him. He just sees a lot of things that I might not see myself. myself. So just listening to all the coaches, especially Dilly, Sewell, Coach Shire, just listening to them and what they have to offer has been really big for me this year.
Any particular advice that has carried you throughout the season?
I mean, nothing in particular I'll say, but just some of the defensive things and whatnot, some of the positioning and things like that. Like he just has a really good defensive line, so just picking his brain on that, some of the stuff that he's seen over the years.
Cooper, who's some of the players you watched growing up?
I mean, I watched a bunch of Duke teams growing up, but I don't really have any specific players. You said what? You grew up a Duke fan? I mean, my parents were Duke fans, so it was kind of always the team on. But I was just a college basketball fan. I watched a ton of games growing up.
Have you talked to you guys had the chance to be the first team since the 2015 Duke team to be led by freshmen to win it all? Have you talked to any guys from that team? Obviously, Coach was an assistant on that team, but have you talked to any of the guys on that team?
I haven't really talked to any of the guys from that team in particular, but I mean, yeah.
What do you think the challenges are for a freshman-led team? It hasn't happened in a decade.
I mean, I'm not really sure. I think we're just taking it day by day. Whatever the challenges are, we're kind of facing them together as they come to us. But I mean, I think the challenges people say with freshmen are they're not mature enough, they don't have experience. But I think with our group it's a little different. We have freshmen that feel mature, feel ready for the moment. We have older guys that are just giving us their wisdom. So.
Why do you think you guys are different? Like, what is it about the
I think, like I said, just having older guys that have been through some of these moments that can share wisdom with us, having a coach that believes in us and puts that trust in us, and has put us in moments all year long to just be ready for these moments.
Cooper, you've had a lot of different coaches along the way. Matt.
You said what? I mean, Patrick Bungie, he's cool, but I'll say Patrick Magongwa. You said what? You know the first ever Final Four game you watched? You said the first Final Four game I watched? I mean, the only Final Four game I've ever been to was Coach K's, that year Coach K and Duke and UNC played. I was there in New Orleans. So that was a cool experience. I was there at the USA basketball event. So that was a cool environment, cool experience to be at.
You've had a lot of coaches along the way. How did Matt and Andy kind of lay the foundation for?
Yeah, I mean, I think Matt McKenzie and Andy Bedard, those two guys, they kind of made me from the ground up. I wouldn't be who I am today without them. Matt specifically, like skill-wise, since like 4th grade, being in the gym with him, getting my reps. He's kind of the reason I feel like I kind of have a lot of the skill as a guard and whatnot. And he just helped me get so polished. And then Andy just all around just build me up as a person on and off the court. It's been huge.
Did you ever get really mad at Andy?
Never mad. I mean, it's tough love always.
He's tough, right?
Yeah, I mean that's how I was raised by my parents and from him, tough love. So it was always that relationship with me and my coaches, and I think that's part of the reason I chose Coach Shire to come here is because that's kind of how he laid it out. He was going to give me tough love as well. So.
Cooper, are there any ways in which Duke has made you?
Hey guys, thank you.
Are there any ways in which Duke has made you a better player? I mean, you obviously came in with a pretty wide skill set.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've gotten better all around as the years gone on. I mean, I think just being in the college game, you have to change your game, you have to get better in a lot of ways. So I think just getting better all around, I've gotten better as the years gone on.
Thanks, Cooper. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.